Listen to better music and listen to music better. Welcome to True Tunes at 45 RPM, the short-form version of the ongoing conversation you'll hear on the True Tunes podcast and in the digital pages at truetunes.com. And now your host, John J. Thompson.
Hey there, and happy Valentine's Day to those who celebrate such things. If you count yourself among those who find this time of year challenging, maybe all the trappings of romance and affection bring about feelings of loneliness or loss, we're here for you too. Because regardless of the perspective, from a position of loss or bliss, there's something about love that just demands music. Today we catch up with our friend, the prolific songwriter and artist Phil Madeira, who is releasing his latest album, Bliss, a collection of new original love songs hot on the heels of last year's brilliant Hornet's Nest. I wanted to hear about this project, Phil's thoughts on love songs in general, and about one song in particular. So, into the virtual interview suite we go.
You got a lot of glitter. Ain't no gold, charming on the surface, but you got no soul. You were always something of a hornet's nest, 'cause mama always liked you best. You're a big bad bully, smooth as they come, trying to keep the world flat under your thumb. And you were always something of a tangled mess, 'cause mama always liked you best. Got no intention of popping your bubble, but daddy always said you were stone trouble. Said from a young age you were spoiled rotten, couldn't stand to see nobody else in high cotton.
Phil, why do you suppose love songs, music, is so central to the way we think about, process, and talk about love and affection? It just seems like there must be something to that we need.
Gosh, I suppose, any celebration we do, generally, most celebrations, there's going to be music. Your high school graduation, even that, we have these, your birthday, we're going to sing to you for your birthday. I wish I'd written that one. And so I think beauty in general is a doorway to God. I believe beauty is a means by which the divine makes us want to find the divine. And I think we're built with an instinct to connect, mainly with God, and then trickle down with a soulmate, and then trickle down with our children, then trickle down with our friends, and, at varying levels of appropriate intimacy. And so I think music is again one of those things. It draws you in, and that way the other things besides the story are going to touch you. I mean, I think of everyone who's influenced me, whether it's Dylan or Randy Newman or Dr. John or Nina Simone. A lot of these people are not singing. Randy Newman, he's got a record called Bad Love. So it's almost funny that I've written something that I don't know that I would be the consumer of. And I also say that Hornet's Nest, which I was so afraid of the music on Hornet's Nest that I actually recorded Open Heart. I wrote Open Heart after I wrote Hornet's Nest, but I just felt like, man, I can't put this out there. And what's been interesting is the response to Hornet's Nest from my very limited small group of faithful fans. People love this record because we want to commiserate. We want someone to sit in that boat with us for a little bit at least. Most of us know those feelings of estranged family member or lost relationship. And so that record actually has impacted more than I expected. Whereas now this one, the folks who have heard it, the Kickstarter people who I'm so grateful for, the reports I'm getting back. I mean, I just got a message last night from some guy in Alabama saying, my wife and I love this record. My wife keeps saying, I love. and so we want that hope too. So we want the commiseration of Hornet's Nest of, wow, man, I know exactly how this feels to be betrayed by someone. Hey, we also want either, oh my gosh, this feels just like Michelle and me, you might be, this is us. Or you might be thinking, somebody might be thinking, oh man, I know what it's like to long for that. And this gives me hope that if this old geezer can find love, on his last legs on his deathbed, well, why can't I?
So when you did approach this album, what kind of boundaries did you put up for yourself? How did you go about crafting songs that can talk about affection, talk about love, talk about romance, talk about bliss without veering into cheese? Well,
I mean, I have a real aversion to, bubblegum music. I think I have an instinct, so but it's funny. There's a song on there, I Won't Question Love, which is, it's kind of swinging and mentions Cupid. I mean, so it's just pushing. I'm getting as close to that as I can. I just write what I write. At the end of the day, whatever I'm writing is going to come out, I suppose.
Cupid hit a bullseye when it came to us. I didn't know love could be this way. So many things we have in common. So many things we feel the same. So we carry on this romance with flowers, poetry, and song. Ever since that first sweet kiss, I've become aware of this. You're the one I've looked for all along. I won't question love. I won't walk away. Thought that door was shut. Well, you were worth the wait.
I've never liked corny stuff. Even with the love song thing, when I started this stuff, I wasn't writing thinking about the consumer. I was writing thinking about this woman I'm so crazy about. One thing I was willing to do on this record that I've never been willing to do before is there's a little bit of sexual innuendo here, and in the world that you and I came from, we're so scared of sex, we're so scared of the idea of telling somebody she's sexy. So there, the ability to be, if we're really going to talk about love, let's talk about being naughty.
I want to hear your song, sing it loud. I want to know your name, say it now. Wash me in the dreams that you've secreted away. Wasn't it Lazarus who rose up from the grave?
I wanted to drill into one song in particular, the track Lazarus. I love that lyrical reference to, using a biblical story to talk about this whole idea of bliss.
That was the last one I thought you would choose. That's interesting. It really comes back to the conversation I'm having with this wonderful woman. And so, as you know, if anyone in a marriage or in a close relationship, it should be about getting to know, not just, oh my gosh, this person is wonderful, she's so funny, she's so cute, but also, oh my gosh, man, this person experienced this horrible wound, or part of the journey of intimacy is saying, okay, I got to tell you this thing that happened to me, and sometimes those things are just plain as day, even if the person carrying the wound isn't aware of how plain it is. So Lazarus, it's really me addressing every wound that this person has revealed. It's like, okay, something's going on here, and that's the intimacy I'm looking for, is like, why, okay, so that's what intimacy is. And we so often in our society in Christian society, we're afraid to talk about physical intimacy. So Lazarus, just going back to, okay, I want intimacy with you, and it's not just I want to make love to you. It's like, wash me in your words, don't cover up the page. And what's the chorus? All the melodies you buried in the family cemetery, bring them all to me. So this is a woman who I see, she's got a voice, and she really does. She's got a great singing voice, and she's a little bit afraid of it. So I'm speaking literally in this song, and I'm speaking metaphorically.
I want to know your truth, set it free. I want the open book, A to Z. Wash me in the words, please don't cover up the page. Wasn't it Lazarus who rose up from the grave? All the melodies we bury in the family cemetery, bring them all to me.
If, like me, you're still open to hearing new songs that explore love and connection without lapsing into triteness and worse, you should definitely check out Madeira's album Bliss, available at philmadeira.com. You might also want to check out the special playlist I've pulled together on Spotify. I'll link to it from the show notes page. And if you have ideas of great, soulful, true love songs I should add, drop me a line and I'll see what I can do. Thanks, Phil, for taking the time with us today. Patreon members, you'll be getting some extra time from this conversation, and the rest of you, stay tuned later in the year. We'll have Madeira back on the show to talk about his upcoming Mercyland Christmas album. That's it for today. The Runout Groove is upon us. If you dig the show, please subscribe. Also, please leave us a review and a rating on Apple Podcasts. Make sure to subscribe to our email list at truetunes.com. Follow us on Facebook at TrueTunesNow, and find me on Twitter at John J. Thompson and on Instagram at TheOnlyJJT and at TrueTunesMusic. You can also support this show through our patreon.com/TrueTunes community or via a one-time tip linked on the show notes page as well. We also have a new merch store at truetunes.threadless.com. Please tell your friends about the show, post it on your socials, and let us know what you think. Thanks.
True Tunes at 45 RPM is produced by John J. Thompson and Bruce A. Brown for Gyroscope Productions and is intended for the private use of our listening audience. The contents are protected by US copyright law and are the intellectual property of Gyroscope Productions, with the exception of songs or clips that are from previously copywritten materials. Everything on this episode is used by permission or under fair use provisions. Thanks for listening. Cheers. We'll see you next time.